Welcome to YellBRo. I'm Jordan, this is James, and tonight we're going to talk about Alabama's passing of an abortion bill, which is quite strict. But first, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is in the description box, and the website is in the intro to this video. Please donate, because we don't have free healthcare in this country. So please, help someone out at Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link down there. Alright, so there's been a lot of hoopla about the abortion bill passed by Alabama, for Alabama State. What I understand about it is that it's a way to get the Roe v. Wade put back into question at the Supreme Court level, and they almost made extreme rules about it, as far as rape or incest are still illegal for an abortion, in order for that to reach the Supreme Court. Then from there, they can argue and try to get rid of Roe v. Wade. That's as far as I understand it. But for context, for people that have no idea the story's going on, this is from NBC News.
Can always trust them, right?
Yeah. Alabama governor signs controversial abortion ban bill into law. The bill, designed to challenge Roe v. Wade protections, makes it a felony for a doctor to perform or attempt an abortion during any stage of pregnancy. Any stage. 1 day of pregnancy. Doctor can't do shit. Okay. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey signed a near total abortion ban bill designed to challenge more than 40 years of federal abortion protection under Roe v. Wade into law Wednesday. The bill, which makes it a felony for a doctor to perform or attempt an abortion during any stage of pregnancy, was approved by the state Senate late Tuesday night after a contentious floor debate. Motherfucker. Alabama legislators passed the bill 25-6 after denying an amendment that would have made exemptions for cases of rape and incest. Just so you know, only 3 women were a part of this entire voting thing.
That's creepy.
Only 3 women in the Alabama legislators. Alabama House Representative Terry Collins, who sponsored the bill, told NBC News on Tuesday evening that legislators wanted to keep the bill's text as clean as possible, specifically to address the language in Roe v. Wade and revisit the question on whether a baby in the womb is considered a person. Let's skip down to here. The state's Republican governor said in a statement Wednesday that she personally disagrees with the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision, and that legislation was a testament to Alabamians' deeply held belief that every life is precious and that every life is a sacred gift from God. No matter one's personal view on abortion, we can recognize that, at least for the short term, this bill may similarly be unenforceable, Ivey said. As citizens of this great country, we must always respect the authority of the U.S. Supreme Court, even when we disagree with their decisions. Okay, that's enough context. Leave that up there. So, I don't think any of them really expect this thing to pass. They just wanted to get it out there so that over time it'll lead to the Supreme Court, and then they can argue what their real goal is, which is to take down Roe v. Wade and make abortion illegal under God's law.
It's like, are you making it illegal just because it's like under God's law, or is it because it's wrong?
Yeah. So,
You know,
I'm not a political expert. I'm not an expert of the law. I'm not an expert of how these things, the Supreme Court, or how any of these things pass or fail or whatever. Are you?
Oh.
So that's not what we're going to talk about. What we're going to talk about is the dumb team playing side of this, which is, as it usually is with politics in this country, left versus right, with seemingly like very little gray area there. I don't know.
If any.
Or purple in this case. So let's look at the pro-life aspect to this. So obviously this is a tactic, once again, to get it to the Supreme Court. But their argument is abortion is bad because God says so, or even just a moral sense of things, abortion is bad.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially the team that usually wants less government now wants more government in this specific area. A lot of them, I don't think, give a shit about the death penalty or war. Well, they're starting to care about war.
They should.
Maybe they're starting to care about the death penalty too, but at least the talking heads we see on TV don't give a fuck about war. Don't give a fuck about the death penalty, like a Ben Shapiro type.
They're going to care as long as, when the tide turns, they'll start caring. Like, majority.
Yeah.
And it's too much, and it's too much to the point where they can't ignore it.
So their side's pretty simple. It's their way of trying to get their God's laws as the law of the land.
Yeah.
Right? Protecting innocence, unless they're in the Middle East.
They're not people, Jordan.
So their side's pretty easy. The more nuanced and you need a little bit more, I don't know, a little more of an abstract look at it would be the quote-unquote left side of things, which is pro-choice. Now this one definitely dives into a gray area, even though a lot of people might avoid that. You'll see a lot of team playing as in, oh, I'm pro-choice because my side is pro-choice. My friends are pro-choice. My parents taught me to be pro-choice. My favorite people to listen to are pro-choice. Trump is bad, so I'm pro-choice.
Yeah.
A whole mixture of things, of team playing. And you'll probably see that in a clip by Adam Curtis, The Century of the Self, where Edward Bernays sort of, one of the guys lurking from above, playing off of these things, playing off of people's emotions and their conditioning, basically.
What was it? I move a wall and the rat will change its course.
Yeah. Basically. Change one of those like funny houses.
Yeah.
Where there's an arrow pointing, go this way. You just turn the arrow around. Like, oh, you're fucked. You will follow that arrow.
Or so different than a trigger word. Like, watch this. I'll get him to react. Ethnic slur. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. See? I can control you.
Now, here's the thing about pro-choice. I, myself, am pro-choice, but not the way that these political talking heads are. And actually, it expands beyond talking heads.
Well, it's funny, right?
It's a lot of guys I listen to that call themselves progressives and Democrats that are also pro-choice, but they don't have the reasoning that I have. You could probably call me like a conservative progressive in those regards, because I'm sort of a mixture of both. I do deeply consider it a moral question, because I don't want to fucking step on ants. Why would I kill a fucking fetus?
Yeah.
At the same time, in order for it to stay as a moral choice, or in order for it to stay a moral question, there has to be choice. No choice, no morality. Thus, I need there to be choice involved here. That's sort of my stance with that.
Well, I'm literally
Hey, Ruben.
like literally pro-choice. There needs to be choice in order for there to be good. If you eliminate that, then it's synthetic good. It's no different than some sort of like evil billionaire donating millions or billions to some sort of orphanage or some sort of low-income part of the like town that's fucking ridden with crime. And it's like, well, there was no good with there. So truly, even if someone benefits from it, it wasn't done out of goodness. So it's like without choice, then what is there?
Conditioning.
Yeah.
The law tells me to do this, I do this.
Well, I would say nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be my stance there. And the question of whether or not abortion is immoral, I would say it depends on the individual, as in their intentions behind it. Right?
Yeah.
Do they truly believe they're taking a life away? That's one thing. And I see a lot of cognitive dissonance as people trying to fight to say they're not taking a life away. Let's be honest here, guys. I mean, that life, there's potentially a baby here, and you're stopping it. So you are stopping a life from happening.
Yeah.
Let's be clear about that. But if you're completely ignorant of that, you just think it's goobly-ga. It's weird cells or whatever just floating there. It's nothing, no person there or whatever. That comes to account when you turn into a moral question. I don't know.
Well, it's essentially, looking at it for what it is, right? The process of, well, like you said, potential of life.
Yeah.
Understand, this is a process as far as to a potential of what could become a baby, a fucking human.
Yeah.
So when they start saying, is it now? Like a sentient being, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, fucking not stop. like someone's pregnant. Okay. It's official that the whole process, of a baby fucking coming out is about to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, the potential of a life, as opposed to, oh, you're 2 months pregnant, that thing's in there. Like, it's in there. Like, we can see it. So.
Well, I say that because I want to make a distinction between someone who had a one-night stand and got pregnant versus like the worst cases like rape or whatever. Or, the mom's in danger of dying with the baby.
Well, it's like you physically, like if you give birth, you'll die.
Yeah. That's why it's all about intentions, right? Because even you can have a mom who, it's either you have the baby and you die, or the baby dies and you live. Like, one of those scenarios. Like, that's a tough fucking decision.
Yeah.
And they need the room for that fucking choice. Because it adds something to a human. As shitty as that scenario is, those type of decisions add something to a person. Now.
I would say yes.
Yeah. Now. Here is Jordan's solution to all of this, which no one will ever follow. Maybe like thousands of years from now.
What?
That's too pessimistic. Maybe 50 years from now, we might consider looking at this particular type of idea.
You'll be dead. Don't worry. Long before you. Just like, oh, who was this man?
Oh, by the way, we're not on any political team or anything. I'm not a pro-life or a pro-choice. I just look at it realistically, personally.
I'm just a stormtrooper. That's all I know. That's all I ever will be.
My solution for this, okay, let's start with the basis of it. Is abortion a moral question? The action of abortion, is it a moral thing?
Well, it's going to lead you to the moral question.
I would say it is.
I would say it leads you.
It could, yeah.
Because what is abortion?
All right, let's put it this way. If I'm the mom in that scenario, it is a moral question for me.
Yeah.
Just abortion on its own.
I hear you.
Is a moral question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what does morality require? It requires choice. As in, if I'm conditioned to say, just get rid of the baby, or if I'm conditioned to say, keep the baby, that is not a moral decision. That is a conditioned choice. Or if I'm afraid of the law and I keep the baby, or I'm just rebelling against the law and I get rid of the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Not a moral choice there.
Mm.
When we're talking about abortion, there's moral choices outside of that, but when we're talking about abortion strictly, there's the question of morality is not there because there's no choice there.
Mm.
So, okay. Moral question, you need choice. So, with those two scenarios, my solution would be, okay, it's your choice whether you have an abortion or not.
Yeah.
But before you have the abortion, you should have to have a testimony. A testimony, unless it's a crude case of like rape or incest or something brutal happening. If it's just a normal scenario, you just got, knocked up from, seeking pleasure sex, or you're in a relationship and you're like, I got a job, I can't do this. Sorry. That would require testimony.
Mm.
You have to explain how you got pregnant, or at least how you believe you got pregnant, which can be followed up by, investigations.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to explain why you want the abortion. Thus, instead of the work, which you're probably going to avoid, most people are probably going to avoid this work, which is asking, why am I doing this? How did this happen? On and so forth.
Mm.
Now we have a database for understanding why most people are getting abortions and all that. We also have, you're not going to jail if you get an abortion, but now it's like, you got drunk one night, decided to get laid, you got pregnant, you and the dad are both having testimonies, by the way, not just the mom.
Mm.
That'd be stupid. Both of them. There's just ideas I'm throwing out there. It should be voluntary, first of all, also as well. The testimony should be voluntary, but like I said, 1,000 years from now, maybe people will consider that. Where they voluntarily give testimony of how it happened and why they want to get rid of the baby.
We call the gospel of choice. Like it took, and it's going to say ... Yes, it took us that long.
Yeah. So now you have whether this particular abortion, this particular case, is in the realms of a moral question.
Mm.
You have it there right in front of you. I was with my boyfriend, I didn't want to wear a condom and I got pregnant. Or I just didn't feel like taking the pill, I got lazy, I got pregnant. Whatever. I was with the fifth guy this week, I got pregnant. Whatever. It's like, now it's on paper for you.
Yeah.
Because most people will not look into that mirror. Maybe in 1,000 years, maybe. But for the time being, fucking doubtful. So there you go. You have choice and you have the moral repercussions. Nice and neatly wrapped in a basket for you.
Think of like you went to the deli. Nice and wrapped. Then when you get home, you can fuck it up. Yeah. Nice, neatly wrapped and folded.
All right, so that's my little solution. You got anything?
It's literally just, there must be choice.
Yeah.
There must be, you must give people room to make a choice.
Yes, but I also consider the abortion thing in the realms of a moral question.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Thus,
Well, what I mean by choice specifically will always go back to that morality.
and how many people are going to confront the moral question of it
Right now?
right now?
Ballpark percentage, maybe like 0.5. Even though there's like I would say an innate feeling of, is this wrong? Is this wrong? Is this wrong? But in a way, it's like a shallow understanding of what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's evil. So that's why it's like truly, maybe like 0.5. You know what I'm saying?
So I don't know. For a children's lesson, why not have the testimony part? It's like you will not go to jail. Period. You will not be seeing any time behind bars because you got an abortion. You should just have to explain why you're getting it. That makes sense to me.
Many people are ashamed of it.
Yeah.
So that's why there's like social ridicule.
And to be honest, I think that's a good thing. I mean, that means you're alive when you're making these decisions.
Yeah.
And those are very important. I'm not saying, yes, shame on you, shame, that's good. Shame on you, you asshole.
Shame. Shame.
I don't mean some morbid pleasure of you feeling shame. I mean,
I got
you experiencing life to where every moment should have some sort of importance like that, to where you're not zombieing through. And a lot of people want to just escape to their to their rooms where no one can see what's happening. Gosh, no one can see these deep thoughts of.
I'm more comfortable with calling it a bunker now.
Yeah, or that.
Like run to your hammock, just run and wrap yourself away.
Yeah,
shouldn't happen
because no one around you's questioning it. Because your neighbor got an abortion too, and the neighbor over there got one too. So no one's bringing it out in public because no one wants to talk about this thing as a moral question. So
there's plenty of other examples of shit like this.
Yeah. So there you go. The intention of it is the moral question, and you can't have the moral question without the fucking choice. That is my solution. Now, in aspects of the team playing, I guess in the edited version of this video, I will play the Adam Curtis, Edward Bernays speaking on how he, started a movement by playing off of women desiring power or rights. Thus, you can start controlling them to do whatever the fuck you want. And that applies for men and women, not just women. Just looking at it as an example, because I see a lot of people out there in crowds and signs and, outside of the Alabama law house, like abortion is a human right. It's like, like,
you guys prepared to make this argument alone? Say goodbye to your friends. Sit down. It's like a trial of yourself. It's like your friends can't come.
I think there was something that happened in Ireland to where they got abortion rights, and there's just crowds of women like, yeah. It's like, I don't know if that's something you cheer for like that.
Yeah, I know. That was creepy.
So it's like, is this the Torches of Freedom bit that Edward Bernays perfected? What did he start the term of? PR?
Public relations.
Public relations. I think he started that term. Him or one of his partners started that term.
Beautifully horrible, isn't it?
Yeah. And he got women out in the streets with cigarettes now. Smoking cigarettes. Calling them torches of freedom.
Freedom fries, guys.
Yeah.
Smoker, you're not one of us.
All right. Please don't forget to donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is down there in the description box. Please click that link. Donate. It's for a good cause. It's not for us. It's for a good cause. I don't know if it's a tax write-off. But if you're thinking of it that way, go fuck yourself. Do it because it feels good to help other people. Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link down there. All right, let's read some comments. Ruben taking the first place spot. Ruben says, I like how all the American alt-right crowd is cheering about how great Brett Kavanaugh is as a Supreme Court judge and are going after the more mainstream right wing for not being satisfied. Not being satisfied with him, while ignoring that Brett Kavanaugh was part of the fucking Bush administration. Yeah, it's almost like Democrats cheering for Bob Mueller, whatever the fuck his name is, when he helped us get into Iraq. There's no question that Saddam has weapons of mass destruction. You see the angst on his face, like, fucking. Well, there goes my soul. Yeah.
It's like my soul. It's like, I won't be needing this.
Ruben says, "Oh, good, the other guy is back." That's you.
I'm gonna disregard that. The other guy? Fuck out of here.
Ruben also says, "Have you heard about the breadtube subculture of YouTube? They are the new, updated version of the fake '60s New Left." I've never heard of that. What is it? Breadtube? I might check that out. Howdy Doody says, "Could you guys do more clips? The long format is great, but clips will be easier to spread the word." Yeah, we are. What we do is when we do live streams, we'll usually go with segments that we care about, chop those up and put them out as normal videos, and the rest just leave it as just a normal live
I'm just
stream.
gonna sell out to appease people from now on. Just fuck it.
We're hiring the guy from Joe Rogan Clips to, no, we're not. It's probably Jamie anyways.
I wouldn't even do it if I had the money.
C. Dinger says, "I lean right-winged, and I still can't come up with an opinion on abortion." Hey, depends on what your motives are. If it's a political thing, and you call yourself right-wing, you're probably going to lean towards being against abortion. If you're in it for the moral game, the moral aspect of it, then I think you would be following suit with us, as in the choice needs to be there, but it also needs to be recognized as a moral situation. As soon as choice is gone, no morality. Thus, the Bible thumper type people that are against abortion because the Bible says so, they're not actually practicing morality, and they're not allowing you to practice morality. Or they're trying to not let you practice morality. Ruben says, "I never felt strong opinions about the abortion topic. And I never put so much thought into it until I heard Ben Shapiro talking about it. I'm like, this fucking asshole."
It's like,
You know, when you hear team players talk about any topic, it's just, ugh, you know? It's like,
well,
you guys are wrong. Like, you listen to them, you're like, I know you're wrong. I'm going to go figure out how you're wrong. And you just figure it out.
well, it's like what I said as far as the team playing. Like, there's no room for that in a realm with ideas.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's right.
C. Dinger has a comment for Ruben.
Oh, fuck.
Matt Hunter says, This is the fruits of whoring. Except those rape cases, right? Or incest. What if the mom's mentally ill? There's a whole bunch of factors, right? Unless you're not taking individuals as individuals and you're just going off of groups do this.
Oh, but you know that happens with him.
I would love to hear Matt Hunter's moral argument.
Oh, I don't think you can make one.
I think he could. I'm genuinely interested.
Me too. So
I think he could.
Every time it's asked, nothing.
Fair enough.
So, I would hope to hear one. I really would, but
Ruben says the left-wing crowd is anti-choice with vaccinations and other medical issues. Yep. I mean, it's a weird paradox, right? The quote-unquote right, a lot of them are traditional right. A lot of them are anti-abortion and pro-death penalty.
crazy, right?
They're anti-abortion and they're pro-war.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck does that make sense?
Which is why it makes somebody who takes an actual step back to really look at the situation as far as two political ideologies, teams. I would just call them instead of ideologies.
Yeah.
It's like an idea was raped and it became this thing over here.
Yeah.
So instead of like someone going like, I'm against I'm against abortion because it's killing people. I'm pro-war. It's like, what? War kills people? Not like what? So you don't care.
And you can.
It's just abortion.
Yeah.
Yeah, just abortion.
And you can see that, or actually, before I say that, if you look at what I would call a real conservative like Ron Paul, who's like, what business do I have in someone else's abortion? Shouldn't that be taken as like an individual's case, or maybe like a local body making legislation about it? Like, why should the government be in your bedroom, basically?
Yeah.
Says the same thing about gay marriage, right? Him personally is probably leaning towards traditional man and woman as marriage.
Possibly.
But he's like, why would the government why is the government in people's marriage? We should have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
It's not our job. So, but also, I don't know, you take, these new liberal types, neoliberal, the new left, basically, or the new fake left, who wants, let's see, we want gun control the guns, less guns means a healthier nation, but we'll use those guns in the Middle East now.
Yeah, I know.
We don't need to fight in Iraq. Let's go to Afghanistan. So fuck those guys too.
Yemen Bill. Cough.
Frankie Cal says, God loves Alabama. God loves everywhere, doesn't he? Or she. Or it.
See. Well, my interpretation of it.
Howdy Doody says, we got enough people on this planet. If it can't survive outside the mother, get that blob of meat out of here.
It's like Dick Jody.
And Jesus wept after reading that comment.
And Jesus wept, then he went to the bathroom to laugh. Went to the bathroom? Here.
Frankie Cal says, Ben Shapiro is an Israel sellout.
How could you be a sellout if you were never for, any of this shit to begin with, If you were never for, good or any kind of idea, how could you really be a sellout? Just saying.
I think he's bought and paid for within that Orthodox religion.
Yeah.
Thus, by default, he has to love Israel. As in, like when that BBC interview, and the guy asked him about, you told Jews that voted for Obama were not real Jews, basically. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, look at his policy. He made a deal with Iran, and I'm like, what? What's that to do with God?
Yeah, I know.
because you make a nuclear deal with Iran,
like
God will look down on you for that.
Can't get out of this one.
God will look down on you for that. The towelheads deserve nothing.
You're no longer.
You should just bomb them. It snaps back.
It's like you get scissors. Like snip. No.
Frankie Cal says, "Why do you guys love communism?"
Hold on. Wait. What's communism?
Fair question.
You tell me what communism is.
The dude, a.k.a. No Matters, says all women who have abortions should be put to death.
Tell me why is that? Tell me why that's a good idea.
I think that's a terrible idea.
No. But apparently he thinks it's a good idea. So tell me why. Why it should be done. Tell me. Then based off of that,
it's a hot button topic.
I can just, what do you call it? Pancake it?
Frankie says, communist tears are great. You mean leftist tears?
What is communism?
Go buy one of Ben Shapiro's $99 mugs that says leftist tears on it. It's like that marketing tool is gone now.
Oh, yeah.
After that BBC interview. I saw that already. I saw the writing on the wall, but I guess his fans are waking up to it, maybe. Ruben Garcia says, someone should ask Ben Shapiro what Israel's stance on abortion is. I could probably answer that for you. He's probably going to say there's a diversity of ideas in Israel and blah, blah, blah. But if you're asking about Judaism,
wow,
it's this.
Blah, 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 blah.
And anyone that practices something different than my Judaism isn't Judaism. They're fake Jews. They're self-hating Jews who voted for Barack Obama. Bah.
And the creep fest goes on.
Ruben repeats your question.
Repeats what?
Repeats your question.
Oh, he does. Thank you.
At Frankie Cal. What's communism?
Well, tell me. That way I can understand.
Tell me.
That way I can understand why you're calling me or him or both of us a communist. Like you guys, what do you say? Why do you guys love communism?
He's probably trolling, but...
Hey, fuck, I don't give a fuck. Like, why? Tell me why.
What's that name from? Frankie Cal. Like a gun or something?
I don't care.
That's a 50 cal. Whatever.
It's his name, I guess.
He's Frankie Caliber. Let's see. Frankie says liberals are communists in disguise.
What is a communist? What is communism? And are you calling us liberals? If not, feel free to run.
You can rewind and hear it. Watch our whole video. I was just talking about the abortion thing.
I can explain about it right. I can explain it right now.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for his answer though.
All right. Meanwhile, Hunter says, why are black women 5 times more likely to abort a pregnancy than their white counterparts?
Matt, what's the difference between good and evil? Waiting. I'm waiting.
I honestly don't know, but I'm guessing poverty has something to do with it. Or not poverty, lower income. Also, possibility of dads not being around. So where the mom's like, fuck, I have to take care of a kid by myself, and I have no money.
Very possible.
Just throwing it out there. I don't know. According to someone who told me about this. Someone in the comments, I think it was Pete Haskell is his name. I'd call him Pete. Mayor Pete. He told me...
is he the older Pete or the younger Pete?
He reminded me of that Corbett video of the true origins of Planned Parenthood and tied to the eugenics movement.
I remember that.
So, just throwing that out there as well.
So, want to look into that? Have fun.
Oh, Matt, I asked you about what. Is there any type of moral question to this abortion topic? I think that was my question for you.
You see how it's going to go back to what I just asked him?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, waiting.
Ruben says that's a great Ben Shapiro impression. Really? You call me a pussy? What's up, man?
No, I'm gonna get my dad to write an article about me. Blah blah blah.
It's like, boy, you sound like Ben Shapiro. You call me a pussy, man? What's up?
What? Fuck.
You
Just
call me a
takes all
fuckboy?
of his clothes off, runs away.
You call me a fuckboy? What's up?
Hey, I'm not a little bit.
I think somewhere deep down, Ben Shapiro wouldn't mind if all Muslims were eliminated from the world. I think I've said that before. Like somewhere deep down, like, ooh, he might coo like a baby. Like, ooh.
Fuck.
Now his ego will fight that.
He might coo like a baby.
Now, to give him credit, his ego would fight that idea. But somewhere deep down, like, because he hasn't done the work, because he hasn't gone down in his subconscious, looked at all the poor ideas that are swimming around there and fucking sniped them one by one.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there waiting, like, because he hasn't asked the fucking question. It's like, fuck, would I be okay if all the Muslims were gone from the world? Because he hasn't asked himself that question. That idea is probably just sitting somewhere in a cesspool of bad ideas.
Festering. Yeah.
here a little bit. Yes. Ask the questions. So then he ends up subconsciously behaving that way. Palestinians just, cower and sewer.
Or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever he said.
Frankie Cal, communism basically the government controlling every part of your life. I don't know if that's a definition of it.
So you don't know what it means?
I think he's saying his impression on what communism is, rather than the textbook definition.
Because this is what
which is what I usually do.
This is what I'm going to read right now.
I got
a political theory derived from Karl Marx advocating class war and leading to a society in which all property is publicly owned and each person works and is paid according to their abilities and needs.
Something tells me that's a biased definition, but I don't know.
Very could, well, it could be.
If that's the case, then fuck that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I doubt that's... If there was a well-meaning communist out there in the world, which I'm sure there are, I bet they wouldn't define it that way. I think if your initial words are class warfare, it's like, what?
Well, that's just the definition I wrote. I read.
That's just me being fair, not defending communism. I know a lot of people get triggered.
Well, I'm not a communist, but I understand.
You are a fucking commie.
I'm not. Ha ha ha.
You were raised in Vietnam, weren't you?
You're not supposed to tell anybody about my Asian ethnic roots. Communism, like capitalism, are systems, and they're both neutral. And that's that. Now, if you have a society full of ignorant, corrupt people, then neither will work.
Yeah. Frankie Cal says, I bet it smells like communist farts in your mom's basement. Comrades. Fucking troll.
Let me know if you want to be an adult. We can actually have a conversation. If not, I don't mind you being here.
Manager says, poverty. So who's paying for the abortions? I'm sure some shit is covered.
Did you see how he leapfrogged over what I said or asked?
Yeah. Well, that's your thing with him.
Oh no, he did it to you. It always leads back. It always leads back to the moral question.
It's more like I care about hearing the answer, but if it doesn't happen, then whatever. I can still speak.
Oh sure, I'm just saying. It always leads back there.
So who's paying for the abortions? I don't know. Look up the price, James. The average cost of an abortion.
Adoption. According to PlannedParenthood.org, let's see, ranges from $350 to $950 for abortion for the first trimester.
Okay.
The cost is usually more for a second trimester abortion. Costs vary depending on how long you've been pregnant and where you go.
So I don't know how the health coverage applies with that. Also, it'd be cheaper to pay for an abortion than it would be to raise a kid till they're 18 years old. But, you could be right. Maybe it is just genetic. They just want to kill their own babies.
It'll make it a race thing.
Ruben says, the 80s are over. Dads of all races now get tracked down with child support. Yeah.
The 80s are over. The 90s are like
80s, baby.
You were born in 1968.
Frankie Cal says, liberal, a dummy. And that's his definition.
Oh, I can't really take you seriously now.
No. His definition of a liberal, responding to Ruben Garcia, who asked, what's a liberal?
Not my bad. I thought I asked him that.
Nah.
Never mind. They could always just, they're asking us something directly, tag our name.
Yeah, that works.
That makes things easier.
You can tag our name like you tag other people in the chat's name. Ruben says, I think Ben Shapiro actually has been recorded saying similar statements about all Middle Eastern people. If someone brought it up to him, he'll just switch the topic to terrorism.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. Matt Hunter, so you agree with Ben Shapiro that it's not a race thing? I need context for that.
Oh my God. He's like, why are you making it a race thing? In reference to something else. If he's going off of what I said, I was making fun of the Vincent James video.
Maybe he's...
At the 42-minute mark. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I don't know why anyone would make this a race thing. Unless they're quote-unquote SJWs or mainstream media will say anything to get you to tune into their channel and to, I don't know, hurt the world. Make the world a worse place. I need my charger. Hold up, guys. Getting a charger.
This is going to be difficult. Deciding who goes where.
Just go like ABC order or something.
Fuck no. ABC order.
It's like, fuck it. There's no holes in this lineup.
Ortiz has to bat.
You married?
Has
Yeah.
to bat cleanup, dude.
I know why you picked American League, you fucker.
Yeah, I know.
I need more kills. More.
Exactly.
All right. I don't know. I think I made my case for the whole abortion thing. Some of you guys missed it. I think the abortion question is a moral question. In order for it to stay a moral question, there needs to be choice. Not to say that morality would just go away because some law comes about, but in order to make it a blatantly moral choice or a moral situation, there needs to be choice. And I considered the idea. Did you go lefty righty on purpose? As far as
No.
who you made?
Just who I have.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to kill people. Like, not literally, figuratively. It's like best, second best, third best, fourth.
Yeah. And my an idea I threw out there. Actually, this should be private, not public. The idea I threw out there would be private testimonies, so people can have a mirror that they might try to avoid if they feel that everyone's getting abortions. I don't need to think about it. It's like, nope, we need your reason and why you did it, how it happened, or how you got pregnant or whatever. And that's for both. That's for the dad and the mom. So if it's some dude that just wants to skip out, like, nope, we caught you. Go on in. Sit down, give your testimony. You won't get in trouble. Just be blatantly honest. And that's it. So at least they have, the mirrors right in front of them before they decide to do such a thing.
Yeah.
Ruben says, I said Middle Eastern people because not all of them are Muslims, and they're of more ethnic groups than just Arabs, like Persians, Kurds, Assyrians, Houthis. Yeah, 100%. Plenty of Christians that were, well, probably a lot less now, but there were plenty of Christians, I believe, living in the Middle East.
I'm sure.
As well as Jewish people. But, media will sell us that. They couldn't get along together.
They can get along together? You say?
Terrorists?
It's futile.
Muslim terrorists.
It is futile to resist the truth.
You must bomb. It's like, and once again, we don't get anywhere to a solution.
No one's just said stop. Everybody, stop.
Yeah.
Because we've done too many. Like
It's just odd to me.
people
right?
have done too many creepy.
Like too many
things.
people make these fucking like team playing arguments. You communist? Silly capitalist. Like guys, like we have never had either of those things, right?
Yeah.
Never. Because
It's
we
not
have first
real
have.
versions.
Oh no, we haven't. Not an authentic version.
Not even capitalism.
No. We establish what a system is.
Yeah.
What a system consists of and how it is considered to be, right, specifically an authentic system. And then we can go into specifics like what capitalism is and what communism is. Oh, so you see how a society of people who are incorruptible, they'll have no problems unless a fucking meteor comes down and hits them.
Yeah.
That's it. Very simple, I sit nowhere on the political spectrum. I don't. I'm not there. I don't categorize myself. I don't play for a team.
Me neither.
But silly people
I'm
would just
just-
brush it off and label me, probably. I don't understand what that means. That means you're this. Come over here, number 5. It's like,
Mr. Number 6. All right. Matt Hunter says the average white female reaches puberty on average between 12 and 14. The average black female reaches puberty on average between 10 and 13. Why the difference?
I don't know who'd be even paying attention to that, to be honest with you. But
Biology? If you're trying to link that to behavior. Wow. You missed all our arguments. Ruben Garcia says, bomb Iran. That's John McCain. Then people wonder why he was so hated. Oh, yeah. Bomb
Yeah.
Iran. It's like, whoa. It's like, how many pets did your dad kill in front of you? Jesus Christ. Gotta put them down. Don't turn away. Keep your eyes open.
No, Billy, you're going to do it.
Mauger says also the average Asian female reaches puberty between 13 and 14
Why is that important?
because genetics and behavior.
I'm asking him.
Genetics and behavior.
Well, that's probably what he's going to say.
Yeah, it can't make a free will argument. Period.
Oh, he can't.
I'm guessing he can't. I'm sure he can't.
So what'd you ask him before?
What's the moral implications of abortion?
Like a week ago.
A week ago?
To
I forgot.
me, it had something to do with morality.
Yeah.
Specifically, it was something like trending towards like the thing that he will always never answer.
See, if I'm sitting in a space of I don't know,
Well, it's not just him; it's other people too.
yeah.
So
When I was in a space of I don't know-ness, if those words work, I would always consider someone else's response to me as a what if. Like, oh fuck, what if that's possible? What if that's well? And I investigate. How hard is that? I don't know. That just makes sense to me if you're after the truth.
it's hard if you already made the decision.
If you're on a team and you're just like, oh.
It's hard if you already made the decision to the point
Yeah.
where it's like, did you even hear the
Or
question?
someone made the decision for you without you knowing it.
Yeah. So it's like
Here comes Edward Bernays in the back door.
it's like it's like, did you even hear the question?
Yeah.
Or I could say, really, do you know what the question really is, or did you just hear it? No different than watching a movie. Yeah, I thought.
Can you trace the steps of your life back and see the moments when you decided, I believe this now? And can you tell yourself whether you know that's the right way or not? Like, this is correct. Straight up, this is straight up correct. Good luck. usually over time it requires more. It could require more cognitive dissonance, but also you could also be correct. You could also be correct. You just may not know you're correct, which is also a problem because it might as well be a mystery. It might as well be the wrong answer if you don't know if you're right or wrong. What'd you do?
Cess.
Oh, an error? What? 5? What about it? Albert?
Alberto.
Our number's retired.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. We'll fix
It
it.
can't be.
It was an error.
It can't be 9.
Don't worry.
There's only one number 5.
There's a Wheeze commercial. There's like only one has to win. Like he's saying it as hard as he can in like like English. It's so bad. Only one will win. It's like a fucking Wheeze commercial. It's like stop it, man.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know.
Nothing.
Ruben just left a comment. Real quick. See, I was hoping to rely on other people here because my argument about abortion is pretty simple and can be laid out in minutes.
Well, I mean, to me, it's literally just
Not that difficult.
what's the hey, what's the right thing to do? All right, let's pick away at that. Literally it. I'm making it as simple as possible.
Yeah. Ruben says, according to anime, 12-year-old girls already have developed bodies.
Yeah.
And at least a third of them look like blue-eyed blonde Aryans, despite being Japanese.
Tell him that that shit I was we had that like we were arguing. It's like no, they're not.
Yeah. When I told you about My Hero Academia,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, they're like 17, 18 years old. You're like, nah, dude, they're like 14, 15.
Yeah.
I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
They draw them like that. It's like what the fuck? I thought they were in college.
Yeah. I thought, okay, I could tell some of them were younger.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, oh, there's just a bunch of different age groups all mashed
Yeah.
together.
No.
Like, no, that
They're
one.
freshmen.
What's his name? This guy with the fucking rockets coming out of his Achilles
I
and
don't
shit.
remember, man.
I'm like, that
Yeah.
dude's like 25.
Yeah. I know.
The chick that makes objects out of nothing. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, she's like, 22, 23 or something.
Yeah. Nope. You're 14.
Boom. That fucking noise. I don't know if that's in the show or not. Just
Whoa.
when there's like cleavage or an ass wobbling, it makes that noise. Boom.
It's like,
The camera shakes.
what the fuck? And you sit back, you're like, some 35-year-old dude made this show. Like, you're 14? It's like if you found out, like, you remember Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It's like if you found out she's if you found out she's like 15.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like.
This will appeal to young boys and statutory rapists. Yeah, it was fine.
What?
Matt's question.
No. Can't believe that's in my fucking history now. Oh, that's gone. Oh, never mind. You'll appreciate the double. You'll appreciate it.
I don't know. Life science says you're wrong, Matt. But,
Wah,
whatever.
wah,
Statistics or whatever.
Well, what I'd like to know is why is that important to you?
No, I thought you were just going to tie it to behavior.
Oh.
But Bellinger's swing, it's so pretty.
It's like sweetest swing in baseball. It's like, have you seen Josh Hamilton?
Yeah. Frankie Cal says, when the government takes our guns, it will be the saddest day in America. Now it won't matter how much you yell for your rights. They'll just dig a ditch and shoot you and your family for opposing them. I don't think that's realistic. And I'm not saying, and I'm not going to, I'm not putting down the conspiracy aspect of what you're saying. What I'm saying is, in that same conspiracy context, don't they want slaves to do their bidding for them?
Yeah.
Like, do you think some, whatever they are, Rockefeller or Rothschild is going to go out there with a machine gun? And
No. Look,
you
what's
think
more
they're going to go
ideal?
out on? You think they're going to go out and hunt? You think they're going to go pump their own gas and do all this other
No,
shit?
no. What's more ideal, right? What's more ideal? They have a society that's somewhat docile, doesn't really have an idea what's going on. Everyone's going to keep going with the flow. Or have some sort of fucking tyrannical state that's so out in the open.
Yeah. Like, now they're at risk. Because
Yeah.
they know, they might not know, but I hope they know, understand the human spirit to where it's like, we're not going to take this for much longer.
I mean, by the
shit's
way,
going to boil over.
like if they wanted to get rid of people, I don't think your one AK is going to do much. Just being honest.
They won't have an AK. Unless they got it illegally.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or your what?
AR-15.
AR-15. Like, they have tanks and they have drones, right?
Yeah.
They could kill you from miles away.
Waco.
Yeah.
Waco.
Oh, Chuck Knabloch, look at that.
This fucking whatever they were, a cult or whatever the fuck they were.
Yeah,
I don't want to say cult because that sounds like a disparaging term. I don't really know what the fuck they were. The point is,
put a tank in there.
They had guns and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of guns, plenty of ammo, and one fucking police unit took them down.
Yeah.
Imagine if it's more.
Yeah.
All right, Ruben says, here's a moral question. Should a fetus get aborted if the parent is unqualified to raise it, either because they can't afford to or they're just not responsible enough? Well, responsibility is something that can be immediately fixed. Just change motivations.
Bad.
As far as financially, I always think of a world where that's not a factor, where that factor doesn't come into account, because that shouldn't be there in the first place. But if I take the world as it is now, it's like a dual problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, if I'm the leader of the country and I'm supposed to be the most moral figure in the country, it's hard for me to allow anybody to be suffering and starving like that.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if they have a kid. I don't know, that's just mine. I'd love to see a world where everyone takes care of each other.
Well, sure. Just even like the worst situation where the point where it's like someone's like, I can't take care of this baby financially. So it's like, wouldn't it be better just to have the baby?
Adoption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have to make sure the adoption agency or whatever it is literally like, we know what we're doing.
It's not tied to the Clinton Foundation.
No. That's freaky.
Yeah.
That's some creepy stuff. From what I heard about it, nothing official, but from what I heard about it, and that's like pure speculation. Yeah.
Oh, Matt, you silly goose.
What do you say?
That's a little joke. Ruben's question is fallacious. How do you raise a fetus? In a way, you are, aren't you? In your world, if genetics and behavior are tied to each other, the genetics are raising the fetus. So all the mom has to do is just exist.
What a dark world would that be, Like genetics ruled us.
Ruben says, I meant like if the parent is a horrible trash person, then what? Well, that's why I brought up the testimony aspect of things.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Getting drunk like you usually do.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 1 in a million time, doctor. Just happened. Now I'm pregnant. And here's the asshole that got me pregnant.
Mm.
So you have two assholes sitting in front of this person that they're giving their testimony to. And the fitness to be a parent is I would call that a tough cookie.
Well, to me, it's like, as far as what I define define a champion to be, it's like that's what's necessary.
It's a tough question, but if you just really look at it, it's the parents will decide themselves.
Mm-hmm.
just based on whether they want a kid or not.
Mm.
If they want a kid, then aspects of it, as far as like responsibility, will turn into a focus, right? Because they want to have a kid and raise him and all that. If they really don't want the kid, there's adoption. Thus, they don't have a chance to treat the kid shitty.
Oh boy.
But I understand, shit can happen.
Mm-hmm. No one should ever learn on the job. Let's just say that. Bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, like from a moral standpoint.
Well, here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
They can learn on the job.
No,
They can learn like that.
Ideally.
Because it's all about care. As soon as you say, I want to be responsible for this life.
Oh, no, that's different.
Behavior changes.
I mean, like what he's probably talking about as far as someone who's considered a shitty, a guy, someone who's considered a shitty person. I don't agree with that term.
Yeah.
And then they have a baby. And then and as it grows, then they're like, now I'm learning what it means. It's like, yeah, but then you put that kid through a bunch of trauma and terror,
Yeah.
So it's like, just like with anything, it's like, how about we figure it out first? Figure out who you are as far as an individual, truly. Which is why I'm like, champion. It's almost like, could you imagine if having a kid's like some sort of like ability? You know what I'm saying? Like a superpower that you unlock when you get to a certain point.
So I like just turning that even and giving them the moral question of abortion, then turning into the moral question of even parenting.
Yeah.
Right? Are you being 100% honest here? As far as your intentions to take care of this kid?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean by that? And blah, 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 and on and on and on.
Yeah.
So it's basically just changing the question around as far as in a testimonial type of scenario. Frankie Cal says, the U.S. is the most armed nation in the world. To take everyone's guns, you would be at war for decades. Example, Vietnam. That war was never won because of this armed population. Or maybe the U.S. wanted to keep the war going.
Yeah, prolong the war so they can make some sort of means of profit. By the way,
they got weapons that can clear out jungles, man.
Yeah. So look, if the U.S. government decided to fight its own people, it's gonna end like that.
Yeah, and we're not making it. I don't think he is either. I don't think we're making a anti-gun argument.
No, I'm for it.
We're just looking at it practically.
Hey, look, if there's ever,
what are you gonna do if the SWAT shows up? Just one SWAT unit shows up. They don't need to take out all 20 of your guns. They just got to take you out.
Yeah.
Once you're done, now they have your guns. It's like the fucking Night King just rolls through.
Yeah.
You kill one, you take 20. Rise up, AR-15s. You're on my team now.
Well, hey man, I'm all for gun. Like I'm for people having guns because you never fucking know.
Yeah.
If zombies show up, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Just wipe it.
There you go. That's why if someone has a fucking like the greatest arsenal in the world, thinking, why do you have this? And they're just polishing like a grenade in case the zombies come. That's it. It's like, hey, I'm all for that, man. I'm for it.
That dude in Beverly Hills.
Oh yeah, can you imagine? He watches the first season of Walking Dead. He's like, not me. Just fucking orders all of them. Like, I'm going to supply my neighborhood. Come here to community.
Matt Hunter. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, all right. That's Ruben talking to Matt Hunter. Then Matt Hunter says, so you agree with Ben Shapiro that race and behavior are not linked? They're not. Yeah. But it's more complicated than what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like on paper.
Right. If I'm born with a right arm missing, I can't behave in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can't behave as a right-handed major league pitcher because I have no right arm.
Well, you see, Jordan, there are ways to surgically remove that left arm.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Ace it. Yo. Hell yeah. Roberto Alomar.
So as far as conditioning factors, it's definitely linked to your psyche, but it's not the end all be all of behavior itself. There's more going on in behavior, I would say. Unless you strictly live on the ego level, which I say
So you could
that's
say-
sad enough.
Yeah.
So that means you are living on that conditioning level, which is environmental and genetic, I would say.
You could say more factors as well, you know.
Right? If I take a married man who's madly in love with his wife, and I snap my fingers and like, you now have the testosterone of a fucking 15-year-old boy. You just want to have sex all the time. Like, okay, and your wife doesn't want to have sex with you. Does that person run out and cheat? Does that person run to porn or something like
It
that?
depends on the individual.
Right? So there's choice in the matter with certain things. So it's not all strictly conditioning, unless once again, if you just live on the ego level of life. Which
Even
there are
what's his
people
name?
that do.
Charles Murray? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Said you can't. Like, I'm not quoting him, but it's like basically you cannot.
God damn it, YouTube.
Your computer's bipolar.
I think we cut off for a bit.
Oh, you did? We did?
Either way, we're back. What's up, Toasted?
Ooh. Like,
It went in as bread. It came out as toast.
just say that from now. It went in as bread. You know what happens.
It's a whole molecular equation happening.
Metamorphosis.
Frankie Cal. We shall have world government whether or not we like it. The only question is whether government will be achieved by conquest or consent. That's from James Paul Warburg, foreign agent of the Rothschilds.
Now, in an ideal
Tell him to
society,
come find me. Slap the shit out of him.
yeah, in an ideal society, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But today,
Oh, the consent part.
oh my bad,
The
consent.
conquest
My fault.
would be bad.
That conquest shit's absolutely not.
Yeah.
But as far as consent, it'd be probably a good thing. It'd be a good thing. But with today, what I see going on today, as far as the current state of people,
Yeah.
it's like no.
Was that a Jeter hit?
It was. It was the best.
Jeterian hit.
It was the best they could muster. You know what I mean?
And it sucks.
Yeah.
But, yeah, think about that. First of all, you have to drop down the conditioning to really consider the best possible version of that, which is like, okay, we have these councils of people all over the world looking after their aspect of the world, and it's all to facilitate the best possible ideas, not just coming from them, but coming from the population as well. But if you're going straight on doom and gloom conspiracy, then fuck that shit. Frankie Cal says it cuts me out. Yeah. Limited characters, son. Toasted Network says, what is so extreme making it illegal to kill a human with a heartbeat? I wouldn't call it extreme. I mean, I understand considering the people that exist in this world. They might be taking it as extreme. I don't know. The team playing aspect of it. But my answer is pretty simple. Once again, I consider abortion a moral question. The only way for it to stay moral is the only way for it to stay moral or even be a question requires choice.
Well, as soon as it becomes a team playing, a team playing contest, I would call it. Like immediately, it's like even if you guys are right,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything.
Right now, Trump could be ramping up a war with Iran, and you guys won't even know about it because this abortion thing happened. Oh, wait, is that happening?
Yemen, Iran.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh. Oops.
It's like the whole when Trump vetoed the Iran bill to stop funding the Saudis there.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, it's the William Barr testimony or whatever the fuck he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that just took over the headlines. It's like, hey guys, this guy that claimed to be like, anti-regime change is continuing a war that's starving people and killing people.
Yeah.
All right, it's those guys talking to each other. Matt Hunter, we are all one race, ? So how can racial diversity have any meaning? It doesn't. I've been trying to say that the whole time. It's neither good or bad. It's neutral. Oh. Yeah, it's a dinger.
Oh, well.
That's the John Wall.
What do you mean?
John Wall, the basketball player, he invented that dance.
What year?
He made it up when he was in college.
What year?
Fuck, I don't know.
Was it in the 80s?
No,
Then he didn't invent it.
he invented it. It's his.
It's a boxer.
It's called.
I'm just cheating.
It's an option in 2K basketball. The John Wall classic dance.
Just saying, listen. Mo Green.
Matt also says, if we are all on race, if we are all one race, how can racial diversity have any positive benefits? It doesn't. It's neutral.
It's like, are you serious?
Humans are, as Caesarion might say, humans are meaning-making machines. Meaning, a car is just a car until I put like care into it. Like, I care for this car, or I love this car. I love driving this car. I love the way this car looks. Otherwise, there's a hunk of fucking metal just sitting there.
Sure. Just like no different than like a painting, you see,
Yeah.
right? What is it without the observer or the individual being in front of it or being the one that created it? Then what is it?
Yeah.
Nothing.
As far in the meaning aspect of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is why I criticize people that stay so far on the ego level, shallow water shit. That's when you see the materialism and the objectifying and all that shit. No heart, no soul. What's the point?
So yeah, you're not gonna find any ground here with the whole diversity strength. It's like, man, get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
No grounds here.
It's neither a strength nor a weakness.
No, it's neutral.
The only question there is morality once again.
It's like water. Neither good or bad.
I second that toasted. Who says that? Matt Hunter, it doesn't. Matt Hunter, so why does the left promote it?
I gotta know.
What do you mean by the left?
Yeah, I was about to ask that. What do you mean by the left? Tell me. A lot of people use that term.
Do you mean
curious.
college kids?
Yeah.
Do you mean, Rachel Maddow and Don Lemon?
Ooh.
So, yeah.
But you, so no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, because you consider, right, what...
Those guys are out to get you to react.
Yeah.
And if you're saying these comments and questions seriously, you're not just trolling. If you're really, really into this topic of the race relations and shit like that, it's working on you. Their little scheme is fucking working on you.
Here, you tell me the difference, right? Okay. As far as the left, what is considered to be the left? Is Jimmy Dore there?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Cory Booker?
He's like a centrist. Moderate left.
Okay. But people consider him the left.
Yeah, the mainstream.
Yeah, do you see the difference?
Yeah.
So it's like, if that's what you think the left is, Matt Hunter, if you think Cory Booker or silly college kids, SJWs, is the left, then you got some homework to do.
Yeah. Now look at CNN, who has all the funding in the world, all the money in the world to do whatever the fuck they got to do as far as research and investigation, and them telling you that Hillary lost because she's a woman. It's like, come on, son. Do you really
it's
think
ridiculous.
You really think they think that? They had the WikiLeaks emails, right? They even told us not to read them.
It's illegal to possess them.
Yeah.
And to read them. Yeah. And my brother's like, hey, man, I'm going to download them for you. A bunch of them. I'm like, okay.
So, come on. If you take those guys serious. Ruben Garcia says, more of the left-wing people need to talk about Cambridge Analytica, which the Rothschilds are also involved with. I've heard of that. What the fuck was that? Was that them digging up dirt on someone? Something to do with that, with Trump. I'm ignorant on that topic, but I have heard that name. Toasted Network. So should slavery be a choice? Well, you're taking away choice, are you not?
Yeah, what is slavery? Like, what is torture? You
started taking choice away. So.
Keeping you here against your will.
And that ends up in a wash, right? If you have one man, like, I'm going to enslave you now. That's a choice. I'm choosing to enslave you. And this other person's like, no, you're not. I'm choosing to not let you enslave. Like,
yeah.
So it ends up being a wash, really.
Mm-hmm.
A better question would have been, so should murder be legal because it needs to be a moral choice? That would have been a better argument.
Oh, no, it shouldn't be legal. It's immoral.
Yeah. I might say something different.
Oh.
I'm thinking of a bigger picture.
I understand.
Argument.
I understand.
Matt Hunter, why shouldn't men have a choice in whether they want to pay child support or not? They should, but we should also... Hey, here's this website of deadbeat dads.
It has your name, your stats.
That's like a trolley solution.
You imagine your name, your stats.
I know.
Who's voted deadbeat dad of the week?
15 children, huh?
Dude.
Haven't paid a cent.
Miles Thompson from Oklahoma, 4-time MVP.
Once you have pop culture movies talking about how much of a douchebag these guys are, they'll fucking change because they're already conditioned in the first place. Whether it's by their dick or by society. You gotta get as much girls as possible. Or, I'm fucking horny 24/7.
Yeah.
I can't control it. Fuck out of here, pussy. You tapped out. Fucking tapped out too early, son.
Fuck out of here. Dot. Pussy. You tapped out.
Toasted is indeed not a leftist.
What?
Ruben says, "Fackin' white males." Yeah, you're gonna listen to them and think that's the narrative that most people are talking about. You ever think that that's their narrative, and then they shine a light on anyone else who's talking about that same fucking narrative and making you think that, oh, the whole world's talking this way?
It's like, no. No.
You ever think that?
Again, I literally look at it as like a rat with a maze, and a maze in a box. Watch what happens when I put cheese behind this wall.
Yeah.
Watch what happens when I change this route. Rather than fuck this, I'm not doing anything.
Also, the average viewer of Fox News, MSNBC, CNN is like 60 plus years old.
Fox
too.
Wow.
Matt Hunter says, how is racial diversity neutral and not negative for the Native Americans? Because I'm guessing what happened there had nothing to do with their races.
Isn't it cool?
Other than
we gotta regurgitate arguments.
Yeah.
Funny. Yeah. Anyway,
to see how if you view a race as negative and then you act accordingly, you see the immorality there. Thus, it really had nothing to do with race in the first place. It was all a perception within someone else's own mind that they created themselves. Thus, it wasn't innately race on its own. Right? They had to have psyches to interpret things and then come up with a conclusion. White man in my land must kill. Savages in our future land must kill.
Yeah. Or a psychopath goes, if I kill them, I can get a little bit more power and more.
That's the people that don't get in the fights. They hang back.
Ah.
They're the guys with the fucking desk. They roll a fucking map out. We'll take this territory first, and then this one.
I was trying to do my best Jim Prophet voice. First one I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make sure that everybody in here is docile and ignorant, and they're gonna follow every word I say, and then they will make the argument that there is a connection between race and intelligence and IQ, and it will dictate the morality. That way I'll have a new team that's propped up in order to fight against the others that will make silly arguments to saying that it's the other race's fault because of their suffering. And then I can get away with a bunch of shit that no one's ever gonna fucking hear. That's what I think of you guys, whoever fucking agrees with that.
We'll tell them
Sorry.
God told us. We'll get our white cloaks and tell them God told us. This is the way it should be.
It's like, it's literally as diversity is our strength. It's like,
And
no, it's not. And it's like,
And Agent Smith
where are you guys
walks in.
getting? Yeah.
Mr. Tyrant. I'm here for collection. You owe me.
Mr. Tyrant, you're for collection. To be quite frank with you, I'm sick of this.
You assholes pop up in every generation.
I need to get out of here. I need to leave. Even the people that repeat, they don't want us to look at this. I'm like, yeah, they do. They want you to make these arguments. They want you to make these arguments that diversity is our strength, and they want me to make these arguments that, no, it's not. It's that race's problem. They're more likely to commit crime. It's like, whoa.
What they're doing is they're giving one team a bunch of guns, and they're giving the other team a bunch of ammo. Like, you better get that ammo from them so you can use your gun. You better get that gun from them so you can use your ammo. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
We're giving you guys gold here. What's that fucking kangaroo guy? This is golden. This is live too. We're just doing this on the spot.
Wait, what kangaroo?
Atheism is on the
Ah, that fucker. Yeah.
yeah. Fucking gold here. Really, seriously, I'm the best.
Yeah. Okay, buddy.
Doing this live. I'm analyzing the Young Turks live. Can anyone else do this? It's like, yeah. Not hard.
Aww.
King Albert. Was it Prince or King Albert that they called him?
It was King. It was King.
King Albert.
Yeah.
Or the Machine.
Yeah.
I just hit 340 every year.
Just wakes up. It's like, it woke up.
We played this team in college. It was like the left-hand Albert Pujols.
Really?
Like, it just looked like him. Hit bombs. It's like, what the freak? That was my sign from nature, but I didn't take it. I was like, fuck that guy, I'm better than him.
Like, the bullpen was not needed.
Jeez, 86 pitches.
I'm dominating these. It's the Twins, dude.
Fuck. So,
I'm
one small deer from Joe Mauer is just like,
Joe Mauer is a good hitter, or at least was.
yeah. Didn't he he went through high school without striking out once.
No. He never. He struck. I don't think he ever struck out more than 4 times.
I already went a year in college.
Oh, that's crazy.
Not a year. No, I thought in high school he'd never struck out.
I don't know. That's insane.
That's what someone told me. Ruben says, that's BreadTube. They advocate every single nonsensical SJW stereotype, But here's the twist. They're real Marxist socialists that truly want to end capitalism.
Oh my god.
I'm going to start following these guys. Sounds like more material for me. Yes.
Anybody that thinks capitalism is the problem is silly. Anybody that thinks that communism is the problem is silly. Like these are very simple. And at the end of the day, I think what I would like is just the best possible idea brought to the table from either side.
Yeah. Oh, let's look at something.
But anybody that really says that capitalism is the problem or communism is the problem is being silly. Yeah.
I would play The Century of the South, but copyright.
Really?
That's a BBC documentary.
Oh.
And probably might be his most popular, Adam Curtis.
Yeah.
Plus, I looked at the description box and it says, fair use, copyright law, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, can't do this live. I'll add it into the edited version.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an interesting one I wanted to go over. Abby Martin's brother, Robbie Martin.
What did Dawson say about him?
I don't know. He
Get
did a
back to
whole.
that. Get back to that.
He did a whole critique of Tulsi Gabbard.
Oh, really?
And I was like, at first he started, I'm like, okay, more.
And then he fucked up.
And then he reverted. He went back to like shit. I'm like, no, I don't know about that. And then it started getting worse. I'm like, nah. And I think he's coming from an honest place. It's just he reminds me of you in a way, towards like, you didn't do this, fuck him. And I can understand that too. It's just you got to stick. That's how he started. I'm like, you got to stick to that point. Then you can't move off and say, here's an example here, and then it's like that didn't work too well.
I've been getting better.
What was I gonna look up?
Kermit. Kermit.
Bread tube.
Yeah.
Bread tube. YouTube. Oh, this is awesome.
You okay with that, right?
Yeah, you gotta.
Oh no. They're playing a video. That's right.
I've seen that one before, right? A transgender person. I don't know.
If it's who I think it is, I've seen it.
Forgot her name. Yeah, that's her name. ContraPoints is their anointed leader, apparently. I saw one of her videos. Yeah, let's look at this. Hello. Don't hello me. Leftist.
Being in my existence, leftist.
God damn it.
Strike 3.
Let's try this. What the freak? I thought I cropped these already. Whatever.
I thought I saw a putty tat. I did see a putty tat.
Alright, so let's watch some of the BreadTube. This video is called BreadTube Getting Started Guide. Leftist only.
He will be needed.
I can already feel my shark teeth coming out, like you're about to get murked. But you won't know about it, so it'll be a silent kill. Alright, here we go.
What was it, Super Shredder? Kevin Nash.
Hello there. So, you want to get started making YouTube videos? Well, I've recently gone through that whole thing myself, so maybe I can help you out a little bit there, and especially help you to avoid making the same mistakes that I made along the way. Just a note though, I'm making this video specifically for leftists so that we can destroy Western civilization with cultural Marxism. So if you're not a leftist, don't watch. Or
It seems like a parody. I'm guessing it's a parody.
Gotta wonder.
Tutorial on how to fulfill your destiny by spreading leftist propaganda on YouTube. All right, it is a parody. I want to see the real version. Sam Cedar and his crew, who I'm sure you have strong opinions of, promote this crowd a lot.
Not a fan of Sam Cedar.
I mean, either. What's the word you use? White bread? Or Wonder bread?
Wonder Bread.
Wonder bread? Generic. Not much flavor to you.
Fucking Cheerios.
Little bit of water and you get soggy and shit.
Cheerios.
Not Honey Nut Cheerio though.
No, I said Cheerios.
What up, propaganda? You spreading the word? Spreading our propaganda everywhere?
Ooh.
Alright, out of this. Why PC culture kinda rules. Spoiler, it's mostly dumb stuff. The freak.
Having trouble, young man?
Because I can't tell which one's parody and which one's like a real thing. I could try Contra points. Why not? I have an idea who that is. I can do this. Woke brands. What's wrong with capitalism? That's going to be a lot of statistics that I don't give a shit about.
Probably.
3 Arrows, I've heard of that guy too. I've heard of the Sean dude. I used one of his videos when he was talking about the alt-right, and I did a video, and they're talking about how like there was no racist things going. It was the one where it was like, hey guys, look, David Duke's right over there.
Ah, that's right.
Fuck David Duke.
I must have been in winter.
Yeah. Fuck David Duke.
Yeah. My watch isn't over.
Alright, let's try. Trying to find a short one. The libertarian to alt-right pipeline. I don't know, so I can try it. Real quick.
Lately, a lot of people.
Fuck. Pause, you motherfucker. There's Ron Paul and there's Richard Spencer. Looks like pre-getting punched in the face. Though.
Wait, let me see.
It's probably before he got punched in the face.
Damn.
Wait, I can make a career off this? We need a white nation. I can get paid off of this? Propaganda says, what is wrong with being a leftist? I hate Sam Cedar. He's a technocrat. He only thinks in science. It's like a religion to him. Also, James cuts his own hair.
I do. Well, secretly, I just push it back in.
Propaganda. Yeah, fuck David Duke. I did.
Save yourself.
Ruben Garcia. Yes, they're all bread tube. 3 Arrows, Sean, and those other assholes. Interesting.
Going to play the
I want to
Wonder
say
Bread?
I've seen plenty of their content. Not plenty, but I've seen some of their content. But it's usually in the context of talking about Stefan Molyneux or someone like that. I'm like, oh, does anyone have a legit argument? And they usually don't have like an argument I would make. They have something where it's more statistically based. Like, see, Stefan's wrong here. Only 3.9%, blah, 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 does this.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, okay.
It's funny with that crowd. That's as far as they'll go. Statistics. Yeah.
Are you guys going to eat some hot peppers? No. I tried it in high school once, and I saw the results of other people, because I'm smart.
I've heard the story. It's not July, so no.
You want to try some hot peppers?
I'd probably be fine.
All right. With those?
Might be. I might be.
You might be sweating, eyes bloodshot red, tears
He
falling down.
he just eats it?
Vomit out your mouth. Yeah.
We'll see.
He's just like, oh. But you can still see it on his face, too.
Oh, I bet.
He's like, good, ain't it? All right. So this is from a BreadTube playlist titled the
being loaded into a fucking ambulance. It's good, right?
This is from a BreadTube playlist. The title of the video is "The Libertarian to Alt-Right Pipeline."
Lately, a lot of people have been talking about what has been dubbed the libertarian to alt-right pipeline, including some in the alt-right who view it as a good thing. From the get-go, I want to be clear that not every libertarian has gone alt-right. In fact, over twice as many people voted for Gary Johnson in the 2016 general election than voted for Ron Paul in the 2012 primaries. However,
Are you saying Ron Paul is alt-right? That's a fucking stretch.
Maybe he knows
That's
something
a
I
super
don't.
stretch. He's not even nationalist, really. His policies go there, but I think he pretends to be, or pretends to be like America First type thing.
Maybe.
But he's like, now he does shows about overseas, Middle East, Venezuela, any type of conflict our country starts getting into. He talks about it, and not in the most loving way towards America.
No.
He's respectful about it, but I would not call him alt-right. I already hate the term, but there's our boy Stefan.
General election, then voted for Ron Paul in the 2012 primaries. However, there is a noticeable trend that nobody will deny of libertarians making the transition to white identity politics, economic nationalism, traditionalism, collectivism, and more authoritarian forms of government.
Also want to add, if Ron Paul ran third party, he'd have way more votes than Gary Johnson. Way more votes than Gary Johnson. Don't compare the primary to the general election, because Ron Paul had to go against all these other big name people, and those guys get all the fucking press and all that shit. It's like, come on, son. And he was the best on the debates there. So, just saying.
The question I want to answer is why. This is something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. Why have some people changed some or all of their views so dramatically in the last couple of years? In an attempt to answer this, I have listened to a lot of different people, including people from the alt-right, who have a lot of different explanations. Some of the explanations given are very interesting and raise big questions that can be catalysts for future conversations. More on that later. Before we get too into the history and theories of the ideologies in question, there are some very basic facts about libertarians that can explain why some people have made the shift. These facts have to do with who libertarians typically are. Libertarians tend to be, I will re-emphasize that, tend to be middle-class, white males in their late teens or early 20s and tend to be in a phase. Very, very few people have been strict libertarians their whole lives, but a lot of people have been libertarian or libertarian-leaning at some point. Most 20-year-old libertarians are set to evolve out of their views anyway, and given that they mostly belong to the demographics that the alt-right targets, it's natural some number of them will make the transition. Additionally, fringe political movements are attractive to people who want to cut against the grain, and so if libertarianism is no longer edgy and a new drug comes along, you might switch to that. As Paul Joseph Watson said, conservatism is the new counterculture, and populism is the new punk rock.
It's like, fuck.
Even
Don't let that guy lead anything.
I know.
For fuck's sakes.
I might jump out of a window if I have to hear that guy's voice, like the whole. I'm
see him
talking
fucking
like
pose.
this. Would you pose on my profile picture? That way you'll be able to see me in such an elegant way.
The reason I'm not reading comments right now is because this might be a video.
Think of it
Who
like
knows?
Paul Joseph Watson is Wonder Bread, except someone literally just grabbed cinnamon and just didn't sprinkle, just slapped it on there. It's different.
Yeah.
It's like, oof. Oof.
Yeah, here we go.
As someone who's barely into my 20s myself, I can attest to the volatility of the beliefs held by young
Is that
people.
ref's face?
All right, let's get away from the volatility of the beliefs held by young.
That's that ref.
This? It's like, I'll show you. Trust me.
Young people. All
That's
right,
hilarious.
let's get away from the more personal reasons libertarians may go alt-right and talk about the ideological and political roots of this pipeline.
I think a lot of it is money. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like money, I'm looking at, he sees dollar signs. It's like, Trump is the thing now. I can capitalize off this.
Sure, you can point out libertarians and the alt-right might agree about elements of foreign and economic policy, but it's not like traditional libertarianism has been outlawed, and so these agreements don't explain the broader shift. To explore this, I want to work backwards. Why might a white identitarian today have supported libertarian policies in the past? I think it has less to do with them believing in individualism and classical liberalism and was more a marriage of convenience. The earliest prominent example of this can be seen in the 1964 presidential election, when Republican nominee Barry Goldwater won the Deep South despite losing the entirety of the rest of the country. Barry Goldwater was a libertarian who was opposed to the 1964 Civil Rights Act on what he claimed were libertarian grounds, and he attracted a ton of traditionally Democratic voters in the Deep South for his position on the Civil Rights Act.
Okay.
Now, he was a libertarian opposing it, but these people weren't libertarians. They opposed it for different reasons. Fast forward a couple of decades to the 80s and 90s, and we see outrage over so-called welfare queens. The meme at the time, pushed either explicitly by prominent white supremacists or more subtly by conservative politicians, was that the federal government was a raw deal for white Americans who were supposedly paying more into the government than they got out. After welfare reform was passed in the 1990s, making welfare virtually impossible to abuse, focus on welfare essentially ended, but the notion still existed that the government was redistributing wealth away from hardworking white people and to lazy black people. The pivot from free trade to protectionism is inarguably the biggest economic policy change libertarians who join the alt-right undergo. I have a strong feeling that this is because white identitarians now view a global economy as a bigger threat to white power than a welfare state. There is good reason to believe this. White workers in Western white majority countries have lost economic ground to workers in places like Mexico and China, and in the wake of the devastating 2008 economic crisis, working and middle-class whites may be hesitant to do away with social programs. Now, let's talk about anti-Semitism.
All right. So, it sounds like a guy, and also with context, the other videos I've seen from BreadTube or whatever, they make decent points. It's just they tie it into race
Yeah.
or gender or whatever the fuck, and that just poisons the well. Now it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? How do I take you serious now? It's just the way it seems. And they're just like, and racist like this guy, and anti-Semites like this guy. It's like, I have to do what I have to do for these BreadTube guys is the same thing I have to do for a guy like David Duke, right? Like, what arguments is he making historical arguments about this thing happening. Like, he's very against, like, the state of Israel and all that shit. But he has real crimes to point to.
Yeah.
So it's like, I have to ignore the anti-Semite, whatever you want to call it, bullshit, and listen to the information he's saying. Because I've heard the same information from people who aren't anti-Semites.
Yeah.
I'll just read this. Fucker's getting impatient. Propaganda, and yeah, I agree with them a lot, but they are pushing to be violent, and they just team fight instead of attacking the powerful. I'm so sick of these pipeline videos. Ruben says it really is that difficult to determine what's parody and what's serious. Bretty was already promoting the non-binary gender crap. I don't even know what that is. Non-binary gender?
You know what? If it's like presented to me, I'd be like, oh, I heard of this.
I mean, I probably wouldn't have a problem with it, but at the same time, I'd be like, why can't I call you John? Or why can't I call you Betsy? Why can't I do that? Like, what's your name? Well, that's who you are. That's how I feel. Propaganda. These fucks are pushing us to punch the right wing in the face for being right wing. Yeah. Now the videos I've seen, I don't know how close their links are to like Antifa and shit like that. I don't know if that symbol means anything. I've seen that a lot. The 3 striations, the 3 red arrow striations. I don't know if that's their fucking gang or whatever, but I'll just call them pussies too. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Listen, if you two pussies want to fight, here's an island over here. Have at it.
Here's a stick. Nah, they get no weapons, just gloves.
Propaganda says, yeah, it drives me nuts. That Misty girl and 3 arrows, the side of the left, will only get us more into a police state. Like these guys argue about like, was Hitler a socialist or not?
Yeah.
It's like, what? Did he kill people?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, shut the fuck up. Let's work on that.
Did he like the color blue? That means you can't like the color blue, Jordan. No.
And I also heard, I might fuck his name up, Hassan Piker, talking with Kyle Kulinski. And he's like, sometimes violence is, justified.
It's like
Kyle's like, what? He didn't say it like that. He's much nicer about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck you say, small head?
Small head.
You small ass head.
Oh, God, David. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
He gets like honey trapped with his head instead of his arm.
Oh. Now you're just being
Listen,
mean.
Hassan, just drop the honeycomb.
Honeycomb.
Pull your head out of the fucking tree. Drop the honeycomb.
You're being mean-spirited now.
I am.
More, Jordan.
Our propaganda says our comments add to the video numbnut. Fuck you.
Oh.
All right, that's for propaganda. Propaganda says libertarians suck balls, but Ron Paul is an anti-war pop culture icon, and he's still doing it.
Right back.
Ruben Garcia, I hate that term so much. Propaganda, they might even be fascist, but how does one become fascist? From the left's failing, it's what happens when a dumb population is confused and an economic system fails them. Or just people being lazy, Much easier to join. All you have to do is sign your name on a sheet and you're on a team. That's how easy it is, basically. Instead of doing real contemplation to where you have to, You just be an individual. Wherever you fall, you fall. Where you're not looking to join a team. Ruben Garcia, they actually all claim Antifa. Stupid shit. So I think it's like those types that feel violence is justified because these guys' ideology is violence in itself, or their language, right? What is it? Hate speech or something is violent, so they have the right to punch them because of the potential Hitler that will happen because of their hate speech. I'm like, you guys don't know how to do real work, do you? I get it, man. You know, they're lazy and too much time goes by and they want to be revolutionaries and you only have so long to live. You want to make some shit happen now. But they're children at the end of the day. Propagandists, yeah, they are Antifa. They are Antifa. They all use the Antifa manifesto. Is that what the 3 arrow thing is? The red arrows? That shit that I see on people's thumbnails? Yeah. Propaganda, always see it on their show-off bookshelves in their videos.
Bookshelf, yeah.
We'll get a cartoon bookshelf and put it behind us. I read.
See, I'm smart.
This guy's
I'm smart.
Harvard.
I can do things.
Propaganda. Hassan is a joke too. Kyle is such an idiot, but makes most people look beyond stupid. Kyle's annoying.
Yeah, he can be annoying.
I think his heart's in the right place.
That's why I don't condemn him.
I honestly believe that. Like, here's people I think whose hearts are in the right place. Like Kyle, I think is. Jimmy Dore, definitely. Jimmy Dore and his crew. I think Nico House's heart is in the right place, but he gets a little prideful, which could lead towards team playing, but I hope he doesn't. There's more, I just can't think right now. Boys, I'm smoking my first legal harvest.
Good for you, man.
Which Keebler elves picked it for you. I don't know how you people do things in Canada, but I'm sure there's elves all over the fucking place. But wait, they're real socialists. They want to abolish capitalism. Karl Marx was right. I think it's making noises now. Yeah, I mean, the team playing. I read this book in college, so I'm going to go tell the world I had the answer. Those things happen. The first girl I dated had this book, and I read it, and oh, man, tell everybody about this. Or whatever. Friends, neighbors. All right. Propaganda. No, 3 arrows is some old Euro Antifa shit. A bookshelf full of children's books. Propaganda. Yeah, Kyle's a good dude, but he always... What? He always go meh.
Let me see.
He always goes, meh, I'm Ted Cruz.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, that's the shit that like turns like, all right, can you stop like making fun of him? Just tell me.
Too old for this shit. All right, let's continue.
He's older than us.
I'm curious why he's a picture of David Duke. It's the reason why he's on RT. He won't be invited anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, don't you want to hear all the fucking perspectives, even if they're crazy? just so you can smush them right in front of their face.
That's what Donahue was for, buddy.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
If you are familiar with anti-Semitism, you'll know that anti-Semites basically believe that the U.S. government is a Jewish crime syndicate that manipulates everything from currency to war in order to keep Gentiles down.
Now, you could take that, what he just said, and you can almost blanket term it to a whole bunch of different people who might have legitimate research on the topic, and then you just end up calling them anti-Semite, thus washing away all that investigating.
Yeah.
From Jewish guys to white dudes to whatever race.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
That's what I see
It's
a
very
lot with
strategic, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that a lot with the whole anti-Semitism, calling everyone an anti-Semite.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, there's extreme versions of that, but, you know. And there are legitimate people like, don't trust the Jews. Don't trust them. Those guys exist, too.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think there's a difference between... Yeah. I think there's a difference between a full-on anti-Semite, quote-unquote, and a Ryan Dawson.
Oh, yeah.
Who does research and actually see, like, man, Israel has their hands in a lot of shit. And it's not just them. Here's the U.S. fucking doing this
Norman
bullshit.
Finkelstein.
Norm Finkelstein.
Who is Jewish.
Noam Chomsky.
You're not allowed back here.
It's like, okay.
All right, so let's continue.
If you believe that the U.S. government is a crime syndicate out to destroy or enslave your people, would you want that government to be bigger or smaller?
I don't even think David Duke believes that. He was on Alex Jones's channel, and he was talking about, he was giving actual information about things Israel has done. Now, I'd love to hear more about other things like U.S. intervention and all this shit, Saudi Arabia, all these fucking quote unquote powerful people doing all this fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go full on Adam Green, where it's just the Zionists.
Yeah.
Did you see the Titanic? It was the iceberg. Think about it, guys. I'm Adam Green from No More News. Signing off.
Berg.
All right. I fucked that up. It was an iceberg. Berg.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's continue. This might get us kicked off of YouTube.
Guys, what do you think Frankenstein was really trying to say? Book? Come on, guys.
Stein. He does that. He emphasizes Jewish names, and I'm just like, oh man, how are you still going on YouTube?
Yeah, I know.
How did they not, murk your channel?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Former Libertarian Party presidential candidate and current GOP Missouri Senate candidate Austin Peterson has noted that the libertarian movement has always had a fascist faction that he thanked the alt-right and Trump for filtering out.
I thought libertarian was the opposite of fascism. I don't know these political terms so well.
Let's see.
But I thought libertarian was more like, oh, do what you do as long as you don't hurt anyone else. Right? Like the non-aggressive principle or whatever. All right, while you're looking that up.
Ironically, Peterson himself has now gone full MAGA after ruthlessly attacking Trump in 2016, since making the decision that he actually wants to be able to win in American politics. Okay, now we're at the point in the video.
All right, that wasn't good enough to say, oh, you like Trump, fascist.
Yeah, no.
Automatically. It's like, I mean, a lot of people were sold a dream that he was this
anti-establishment. I'm going against the grain type of guy.
Anti-corruption. He's going to take down the bad guys. He's going to drain the swamp. So I understand a lot of people voting for him. I also understand a lot of people hanging on for hope. The QAnon type guys, like that type of shit. I understand they're desperate for like a change. All right, here we go.
Where I really get to inflict some pain on myself. The alt-right movement online originally started as a faction of Ron Paul's supporters. I am not really American politics. Okay, now we're at the point in the video where I really get to inflict some pain on myself. The alt-right movement online originally started as a faction of Ron Paul's supporters. I am not saying all his supporters are alt-right. I'm not even saying he is alt-right. But if you look at Ron Paul's past and his views, it's not hard to see how he may appeal to far-right racists and anti-Semites.
This ought to be good.
Yeah.
I want to hear this shit.
Yeah.
Because I like Ron Paul,
As far as I know.
as far as I understand.
Yeah.
He's flirted with some really extreme individuals, has literally given a speech in front of a Confederate flag. He hits all the right notes about the Federal Reserve, entitlement programs, and foreign policy. And let's not forget that newsletter controversy for which he barely has plausible deniability.
Ooh.
So that dude sent us that.
Yeah, that's right. I remember now.
And I'm like, that's not enough. It's not enough for me.
Well, it's speculation.
Talking in front of a Confederate flag, not enough for me. Mm-hmm. Right? Someone brought up, I forgot who it was, brought up some jazz musician guy who just went and started going to KKK meetings and started converting guys out of the KKK. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, you just go talk to him. Also, if a lot of people believe that symbol is about, Southern heritage, like, I don't see why that's a problem.
Me either.
I don't look at that and say, oh my God.
Me either. I don't.
My people's history. That flag.
Like, dude,
It's violence. We need to punch him.
Like the British flag. You think I get pissed because of like Ireland?
Oh, you could do that with America too.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have English ancestry or whatever the fuck, and Irish. So it's like, I see the American flag, I'm like, we'll get you one day. Or if I see I see the English flag, I'm like, Irish, like, oh, I'll get you one day. You'll see.
So so far this guy gets no points for calling out Ron Paul.
Mm.
You get 0 points so far.
This is where I want to reaffirm that I am not attacking principled libertarians who believe in maximizing negative liberty and classical economics. I am pointing out all the ways in which the far right has made common cause with you for their own reasons over the last half century. For example, a libertarian can oppose affirmative action on the grounds that it is anti-individualism, whereas an alt-right collectivist will oppose it on the grounds that it discriminates against the wrong group. A libertarian can oppose U.S. foreign policy on the grounds that it is unconstitutional, ineffective, and requires expanding the government. They don't necessarily see it as a big Zionist plot to sacrifice white people to advance Jewish interests. All this said, though, libertarians are hardly innocent when it comes to enabling or even supporting fascism on their own grounds. Prominent libertarians...
I mean, I don't know what to say to that. It's like most Democrats. All right, you got to make a separation between these guys who get in these big political positions and make these stupid mistakes. Well, might not be mistakes in their own motives, but I'll just call them mistakes. You got to make a separation there. A lot of Hillary voters have no fucking clue about her creepy past and all that shit.
Yeah.
A lot of Trump voters have no fucking clue about the policies he's enacting right now. Now, should they pay attention to those? Yes. But they're just looking at the facade of this character. So I don't think that's fucking fair at all. Right?
Yeah. It's like the perception of what's being brought to me. Yeah. What's being presented to me.
All right, let me read some of these. Propaganda says, suck my David Duke.
No.
In high school, I used to say, suck my Florida, because it's shaped like a dick.
And Roy Jones like, what?
Do you want to touch Tallahassee? Propaganda. They grilled him on RT. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. For some reason, it's the Russian media. They seem so legitimate compared to our shitty news. All right, that's for propaganda. He was on TYT and Jank just yelled over him. It was a yelling contest. Yeah, I mean, what's the word they use? Rogan says it all the time. It's like brownie points almost.
Yeah.
Wherever that fucking word is, where you're gaining social points for calling a racist out or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think the guys who are like in this shit for money, or they strongly consider money.
I could see Uyghur doing that.
I see Jank as strongly considering money. I don't think he's all about money. I think he just strongly considers it. Plus, he might do shit like that instead of just embarrassing David Duke. Which if he said some off shit, like, oh, I can embarrass you. Or if he didn't say some off shit, like, yeah, but you said this 5 years ago.
Yeah.
What do you think about that now? Or whatever. I don't know enough about David Duke, by the way.
Either.
Propaganda. Marx was for nonviolence and for each country to revolt on their own without imperialists. Antifa today is like the imperialist of the mind. Decent point. I don't know enough about Marx, but if you're telling people how they should think and all that shit, yeah, you're trying to conquer people's minds. Ruben says, I like how they try to justify the fact that they're really just pushing mainstream media talking points by just dismissing it as liberal. They use that term a lot. Hey, adopt a team and then run with it.
Yeah.
Now you have the protection of that team's what's the word?
Defense.
No.
Wall?
No.
Winterfell? Watch.
Fuck. That team's
Arguments? Oh, you mean
I would say they're
talking points.
No. They're fuck. Whatever. They're like their past achievements.
Oh.
Right? If I adopt the name progressive, now it's like, damn, Jimmy Dore's a progressive, so you did all this and you did all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a progressive activist for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Jimmy Dore's really cool, man. You did all that shit helping him out. Meanwhile, it's David Pakman. I voted Hillary.
I'd do it again.
Yeah. Propaganda. Glenn Greenwald is a Jew, and Ben Shapiro says he isn't one. Yeah, he called him a self-hating Jew. Like that
what
just.
does that even
First of all,
mean?
that sounds gross for someone to say. But yeah, the fuck kind of dumb. You don't agree with bombing here?
You're not a Jew.
You're a fake Jew.
It's like, what'd you like? Say it to my face.
Well,
Listen, like tucks in his shirt. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't mean it. Like fixes his fucking tie, straightens it.
Dad, security.
Just grabs him by the fucking belt, just throws him out.
You're a Jew in ethnicity, not in practice. It's like, fuck you. Ruben Garcia, fuck. Oh, I got lost. All right, here I am. Adam Green is correct on almost everything his videos are about. 96% of what No More News talks about is true. Now, he's very good at analyzing in a particular topic that he talks about, but he also makes leaps. He makes plenty of leaps.
Yeah.
If someone has a symbol on them, if someone says a certain words, like, see, a Zionist shill. See,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, he doesn't criticize Israel enough. Zionist shill. But he's been on point with some other things. That's just my opinion. And his channel is definitely entertaining as fuck.
Oh, it's entertaining.
I won't lie. Ruben also said you need to look through the details. A lot of stuff a lot of stuff is, as far as Adam Green is presented for you there. So there's not much like background research that needs to be done. But certain things you have no choice but to understand that they are like assessments of something that's just on the surface. Like they sung that song, that means they're this or whatever.
We want Mashiach now. We don't want to fight. We want Mashiach.
No, they go slow. Like we want Mashiach now. We want Mashiach now. We want Mashiach now. We don't want.
Like, listen, Adam. You know damn well, and I would too. I'm dancing if I hear that.
Shit's savage. Propaganda. He went full MAGA. Ha 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 ha. Like Super Saiyan or something.
That's fine.
They used this shit on Tulsi. She spoke as a Hindu at a temple where nationalists also spoke. Oh no. Robbie Martin criticized her for not talking about Israel enough or something like that. Meanwhile, that day when he put that video up, she talked about the whole Iranian thing, Trump ramping up towards Iran. She mentioned Saudi Arabia. She mentions Netanyahu. Like, these guys want us to go to war with Iran and blah, blah, blah. All right. Toasted Network. Would you say allowing murder is a choice? Allowing murder? Yeah. I mean, all right, murder is illegal, right? But it happens anyways. Meaning there's some sort of choice going on there. As far as me and my perfect world, there wouldn't be anything written down about murder. We would just know it's wrong. There you go. But in this world, I think there's so many other factors we could take care of to where you could actually let murder be considered nothing, not legal or illegal. It's just something just not even discussed really about doing to another person, other than like movies. We have to fix the other things first. But that is a tough argument to make. I admit that. Propaganda, i.e., all libertarians are the same, like doppelgangers. Yeah, it's silly. Yeah, dude, Adam Kokesh calling out Molyneux, like, you abandoned all these libertarian principles that you made your starting off of. Like, you built up your following through this, and then you just switched to Trump. It's like, that's kind of weird. Ruben Garcia, BreadTube really likes showing off how they're real socialists. They bring up Marx to the point of fetishism and LARP as Soviet Bolsheviks a lot. That would be creepy if they did. Jordan, you fucking homeless sexual. You sure is a part of the green screen. I know.
Homosexual. That's fine.
It just gets too chilly down here. Or up here. In Alaska.
Out there.
Out there in the wilderness. Why do you have walls on your house? Huh? Think about it. Really. It's to keep illegals out. Yes, that's still number one for me. The anomaly argument is moving up there. It's making its way up the chart, but that's still number one. Can't fuck with that shit. Toasted Network wasn't Czech a conservative and then became liberal after he got money from Qatar, I'm guessing. Who are you talking about? Who you be talking about? Ruben, BreadTube co-opted the right-wing tactic of using liberal as an insult and even use it against Bernie Sanders, AOC, TYT, and their supporters. Hey, team playing can be strong, man. I mean, there's always those guys that are like, you guys don't go far enough. We gotta do a little extra. It's like, fuck, man. I'm lazy. Propaganda. Boys, I get so high off my first crop. I'm like the master gardener.
The master.
Boys, Tulsi said she would free Assange and Snowden. Yeah, I did see that. Toasted Network. You Jewish? That's because we sang the song.
Nope, I'm not.
He's Chabad Lubavitch, as Adam Green says.
I'm not even a little bit. It's just
Adam Green from No More News.
It's just catchy, you know. We want what you do. We don't want. You know damn well you're gonna dance to that. It's like if there's like 30 people in the room.
The Jewish Messiah might actually be Jesus, and they don't know it. There's like, I think it's called a Book of Isaiah or something, and they just stopped teaching it in their synagogues because it basically describes Jesus.
Yeah.
They're like, don't teach that anymore. Maybe I could be wrong.
Oh.
Propaganda. Could a dick pic go viral? I'm sure. Toasted Network. Sorry for asking you questions again. Always apologizing for no reason.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry for asking you a question again that I did at the 9 hour. I was gone. So I didn't hear it before. Gotcha. Propaganda. Yeah, Jordan is a Orthodox Jew. Shh.
Makes a lot of sense.
My people started it down in Ethiopia. I'm a black Israelite. I'm the real Jewish people.
I'm the real
Jew. Ruben Garcia, who's better? YellBRo or Joey's World Tour? I have no idea what
Never heard of them.
No idea what either one is. Toasted. The country Qatar. Don't know how to spell it. I think it's C-U-T-A-R. Qatar. Qatar. People, I think Americans just say Qatar. They're like, fuck it. I think. Ruben Garcia. They're not real Jews. They're occultists. That's what the problem is. Yeah. I would love if, like, Adam Green made that explicitly clear.
Yeah.
More often. Because he does the thing with his names like Berg. Like, okay.
Spiel.
Silverstein.
It's like what was it? Yeah, it's like John,
you guys nailed it.
Gold, Steen. See, I told you.
Yeah, I spelled that name completely wrong.
Wow.
Qatar. Fuck. Why you gotta correct me on there? Just embarrassed me right there. My ass is on fire now from all the nervousness. That's where my heart is. Because I'm an Orthodox Jew.
Just don't touch me.
Because I'm Black Russian. Tosa says, how do you know who Lubavitch is? They're all like the Mormons of the Orthodox Jews. I don't even know. Go check out Adam Green's channel to figure out all this weird shit.
If you dare.
Propaganda says, James, why do you like the word homeless sexualized so much? Does it touch home for you? By home, he means penis. All right, we got 4 minutes left of this video.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just play it.
Iranians haven't exactly had rich histories of supporting democracy, Milton Friedman literally helped design the Pinochet regime and famously said that sometimes democracy must be curbed to protect liberalism. To some extent, I agree with that. That's why we need a strong constitution protecting people from the tyranny of the majority. But democratic, accountable government is also important. Also, if Pinochet was Friedman's idea of a vanguard of liberalism, I don't know what was wrong with him. Some libertarian theorists also said that libertarianism can only work if certain people aren't allowed in the society, typically referring to critics of capitalism, socialists, leftists, you get the picture. This is a very illiberal, creepy belief that mirrors an argument the alt-right has deployed when making the pitch to libertarians.
I think I've seen these faces before. Alright, that's the girl from Red Ice who makes some trash. Well, the video quality is decent.
Yeah.
But the ideas are poor. They're in poverty. Her ideas are the real homeless sexuals. The girl in the middle, I think her YouTube got axed. I forgot her name. It's Lauren or something like that. Anyways, it's more crying about, they're blaming whites for everything. And the last one is all the way to the right is Faith Goldie, I think. And
Faith. Gold.
I'm just kidding.
You can probably check out Adam Green for videos on her, I think. Yeah, let's continue.
Basically, the pitch is that non-whites are too collectivist and only a white country can
Lauren
be libertarian.
Rose.
In watching alt-right content, I came across an argument in favor of white identity politics that was interesting because it was aimed at people who are currently individualist liberals, conservatives, and libertarians. The argument goes that while white people have the ideal of individualism instilled in them by society, their Western culture, and their biology supposedly, other groups do not, and if white people don't collectivize, they will be conquered by other groups.
Through childbearing. That's how we're going to eliminate you.
Or you just
instead of having a war,
introduce me to someone who looks like Jennifer Lopez, and who's a champion.
Instead of all of the planet taking over United States, Europe, and Australia, and Iceland, wherever the fuck is out there. Instead of the majority of the world taking over this country, we're just going to outbreed you. I don't know what the plan is after that.
Me either.
It sounds like a shitty plan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, then we'll vote in our own leaders and make it illegal to be white, and we'll kill you one by one. We'll just reenact horror movies. We'll have to sacrifice one black guy at a time, though. So usually it's 6 white people and 1 black guy. We'll kill you off that way.
But the black guy can't be too much of a hero.
Yes, correct.
He can't be in shape either.
All right, here we go.
Basically, it's a united we stand, divided we fall argument in the context of white people supposedly being faced with a bunch of collectivist groups who want to dominate us.
I'm on Gab, and sometimes there's these posts like, look how beautiful these women are. And it's like, they're going for the white angelic thing. Like, that's just all they post is pictures of, they look like fairies and shit.
Yeah.
With all the makeup and the cinematography, the photography and all that shit. It makes me think of Patrice O'Neill making fun of Anthony Cumia. He's like, I don't know, I'm just not attracted to black chicks. Like, even your dick's racist, man? Come on. So it's like, I can't talk the way it is. How?
Even your dick's racist. That's
They
funny.
start playing porn in the studio. You don't like that? Side story.
Funny. That's funny.
This argument is predicated on a worldview that was actually held by Adolf Hitler, and I will, to be perfectly fair here, is also sort of held by some social justice warrior-y type leftists as well. In this worldview, different racial groups are in constant struggle with one another over power and resources. Basically, Marx and Engels' dialectical materialism, except centered around race instead of economic class. As someone who isn't a fan of identity politics, I think it is true that minority groups in the United States have been more collectivist than whites in recent years. I think this is largely due to the fact that they've had a lot of legitimate grievances all throughout American history.
Or conditioning. And probably conditioning.
Yeah.
Many minority groups still face challenges in America today, but most of their explicitly race and identity-based institutions are left over from the past when things were really bad, when it's basically universally agreed on that things were really terrible for them. While I understand this, I share the concern held by many people that embracing identity politics for some will lead to other groups with more capacity for domination, asking to do the same. We live in uncertain political times, and so it is pertinent that we try to understand why people believe what they do and why people change in the way they do. We should do this for the sake of politics as a discipline, but also so we can better connect effectively with one another and make sense of our chaotic, nihilistic, dark, and yet sometimes beautiful world.
Oh, is that it?
Hey everyone, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like it in the future, subscribe to my channel. I have videos planned on topics related to...
Okay. Go subscribe to his channel. We'll probably link that down
Why?
below.
Why?
He's got a South Park guy. Cool. Alright, so like I said from the beginning, I'm like, there's some points that'll be like decent, and other ones where it's like, too much about race, or you're near this flag, so you're a bad guy too. Or just dismissing someone else's points because, whatever, like a David Duke. I dismiss any points you make because you were in this group and this group's racist and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, we're live. Oh my
It's
god.
like, why not? Why not listen? I don't know. Give it a shot. Not saying you have to become a fan of this person because we're talking about ideas here. Give the ideas a shot. If they're really outrageous, you'll be able to dismiss them immediately. You don't have to sit around and contemplate the bad ones.
Yeah.
The ones that are interesting,
I'm not telling you to join a team. It's like, but I like the Yankees. I don't want to be a Mets fan. It's like, I'm asking you to be a fan.
But it's David Duke. Come on. So fuck all that.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, me either. Like, what fuck boy existed there?
Yeah. Don't forget to donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery. Link in the description box, website in the intro to this video. Donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link down there. Yes. All right. Ruben says $32 billion of our tax money goes to Israel every single year. Yeah, that's a problem. And it's not about money. It's about, well, what are they using it for? What are they doing with this? Is a lot of it military expenditures? Is it a lot of it developing military technology? Does it have anything to do other than, like, you know, feeding people or
Who knows?
clothing people or whatever? So it's like, we could spend that money somewhere else. Food, I don't mind, but obviously, even if it was food, I wouldn't spend all of it in just one in Israel alone. All these other fucking places.
Like, Israel looks like it's doing fine. How's
Yeah.
Haiti doing?
Yeah.
You know?
You could just, you don't even have to give them money. Just forgive a bunch of their debt.
Oh, why not? Like, help out, though.
Yeah. What I'm saying, if you clear up the debt, they'll be able to just pay for for food and imports and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think. Tosa says, I knew an Orthodox Russian Jew. I'm not joking, I'm telling the truth. Yeah, there's a lot of Russian Jewish people, if I'm correct. Right?
You would know about that, wouldn't you?
I'm trying to think of Corbett's documentary from the World War One.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm ignorant. I'm sure there are. Ruben says, go ahead. No? Ruben says, Lauren Rose is her name. Yeah, they showed us that. Ruben says, most of the BreadTube are the anti-USSR anarchist faction of Marxism, but a few of them are also pro-USSR Leninist Marxists. That's a lot of terms. I mean, I hate team names and shit like that, but
yeah,
that just went over my head. Anti-USSR anarchists. Okay, so they're against Soviet Russia, but they're for anarchy. Some are pro-Soviet, and they're Leninist Marxists. Interesting.
so many brands of cereal. Oh.
Propaganda. Boys, you should check out the channel at BoyBoy. James will laugh his ass off, will you?
I don't know. My watch hasn't ended yet.
Ruben says, they're real socialists, but are fine with notorious establishment trash YouTuber Christy Winters because she roasts Sargon of Akkad. I don't know who that is, Christy Winters. I know Sargon. I don't know Christy. Propaganda. That or Matt Orff and his Grandma Rose have some funny videos, but BoyBoy is off the chain. Fucking Canadians.
They'll catch up, don't worry.
Canadians are probably 6 to 9 years behind us. Britain is more like 9 to 15 years.
Somebody's in the 90s. That's what I know. Somebody out there's in the 90s.
Yeah, someone there in the 90s. Or maybe we started recycling back to the 90s.
Maybe because we felt bad because they were in the 70s.
All right, guys, let's slow down. Let them catch up a little. It'll be a little bit more modern, but it's the 90s. Let's be honest here. Who has a 20 color shirt, 20 different colors on it,
Bruno Mars.
and a high top fade.
A lot of dudes.
Yeah, exactly. Let's bring that back. Off the chain, how dare you. Ruben says, Israel uses that money to buy off our own politicians. Yeah, I can see that for sure. I mean, they'll funnel it through organizations, but for sure they do that.
I mean,
Toast Network. I mean, black Russian Orthodox Jew. Fuck.
well, hey, Rod Carew.
You're speaking to one. Yeah. Maybe you can ask him what perfect storm happened to create his existence. How did this all happen? Propaganda. Same, I lived with some Russian Jews, and I would always say that I'm a moderately slow Christian. I'm pro-USSR till Lenin took power. Yeah, I'm ignorant on Soviet Russia. All I know is that movie Lord of War with Nicolas Cage, where he's like the gun runner. Sell arms all over the fucking world. Don't make the world a worse place.
Worse.
Fuck. ATF is catching up to me. Let's land this plane and let all the people sitting around here just take the guns away. Let them take the guns. Fucking 15-year-olds running away with AK-47s. All those weapons stockpiled in Soviet Russia before they like fell or whatever. Ruben says that's a huge trend with BreadTube. They love team play terms a lot. It's basically Marx's flavor of the month with them. Propaganda puts a link out. Please watch a couple boy vids.
All right.
Maybe next time. We're going to be closing it down soon, guys. Tosa says, are anti-Planned Parenthood... What? Oh, are anti-Planned Parenthood because they give lots of money to politicians? I'm sure there's some sort of political game going on. Money changing hands. Like I said, check out Corbett's The Origins of Planned Parenthood. Interesting stuff there. So I think it's, once again, more of that maze shit where they literally have the rats begging for abortions. Like, we'll play these political games to the point where you're begging for this shitty thing to happen. In a lot of cases, a shitty thing. Not every case. I can understand in other things. Ruben Garcia. I almost called you Robin. I apologize. Ruben says, have you ever watched The Wicker Man? I only watched the scene where Nicolas Cage gets killed by bees.
Oh, I saw the first one.
The original? I saw the Nicolas Cage one. It's fucking hilarious. They're killing me. There's bees here, and they're killing me.
The first one was like somewhat enjoyable.
They're totally stinging me right now. I did feel bad for him, though.
I did too.
It's like, man, you went through all this shit just so they can trick you, so they can sacrifice you.
I know.
By bee stings and fire.
Yeah, The Wicker Man.
Yeah. It's Mariana. Coming to the man. The one. Got her.
So he is the one. Pinch it? He's like, no.
Propaganda. They are so short. Come on. I came late to the stream. Pause twice. Yeah. It counts. Toasted. You.
No, I meant as far as like right now, it's like, no.
Are you anti-Planned Parenthood because they give lots of money to politicians? I'm not anti-Planned Parenthood. I'm morally against abortion.
Same.
But there should be choice. There must be choice in order for it to be moral. But if you're giving, I don't know, sexual reproductive information, even free condoms, I like that idea as well. So if Planned Parenthood invested in things like that, ding. Ruben Garcia, Planned Parenthood is run by Zionist Jews. Are you secretly Adam Green? I did hear, once again, the Corbett documentary. I don't know if he goes into the whole Jewish thing. I don't think that matters, really. Other than as a part of an investigation to find criminals.
Yeah.
Right? Who shot that lady? He was black. There you go. You're helping the investigation. That's the only reason I needed to know that information. That's all I needed. That's the only reason I needed to hear that. I have a profile of the person. Toasted Network. They give 10 times more than NRA to politicians. I did not know that. They also probably get a lot more support than the NRA, if I had to guess. Granted, there are a lot of guns in this country. I'm guessing there's a lot of people that own multiple amounts of guns. Legally, that is. Propaganda. Another link. It says, please, I'll stop unsubbing if you don't watch it. Come on, boys. We have 4 viewers. Oh, jeez. You're gonna
No, it's OG. Oh my.
You think you're just gonna insult me like that and then
Give me a dollar. I need dollar. Dollar's what I need. That's okay.
Stefan, you have something on your shirt. Oh, you think you're just gonna insult me, are you? Huh? Stefan, there's a guy behind you with a gun. Keep it up, big guy. You gonna keep insulting me like this? Huh? You're jealous I'm the world's greatest philosopher.
You think you're a hot shot, huh?
He's so fucking bad. He's such a narcissist.
Like, you look up a narcissist, like Google, like, it's going to show a picture of him, like this.
Yeah. It's like Stefan, the argument does not make any sense there. Why are you insulting me now? We had a whole nice discussion, talking nice to each other, and now you just throw out insults.
95, 307, 315, 287, 344, 332. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. The commissioner would come. Yeah. We're going to have to break this team up. Do you think he can come in Saturday? Oh, gee, thanks. I'll see you tomorrow.
But it's my stapler. That's the final straw.
That was funny.
That's it. That's the final straw.
How do you know we're going to laugh, propaganda? All right, guys. 5-minute warning. Then we're out of this motherfucker. I'm fading. Maybe we'll watch Boy next time.
We out now.
Or if I get copyrighted for just having a South Park character sitting there.
Yeah, I know. When's that coming back?
I don't know. They better dunk on that guy who's on Twitter saying that shit. South Park is the most offensive.
Oh, yeah.
They are Susie Dawson's friends. So I'm guessing they'd make like Assange and shit like that videos. Yeah, let me do this. You get no image. No image for you.
Oh my god, look at this. Somehow, some way. Look at his stats. Somehow, Jorge Posada has 11 home runs, 358. Somehow.
Getting good pitches to hit, I see.
Look at you, propaganda. You think you're sneaky and shit. Switching accounts. I knew it. I've never seen propaganda.
Top dog, huh?
I've never seen propaganda and Frosty Buckets in the same room at the same time.
I know.
Can people tell the difference between Russian hackers and regular tweets? Okay. I have the video there, just in case. Doesn't mean I'm watching it. I told you we're out in like 3 minutes.
I want to be out now. Like now.
I'm giving him a chance. It's just gonna be propaganda by themselves. Just Please.
Don't leave Winterfell. Don't do it.
Any Game of Thrones watchers here? Please let me know if this is the trashiest trash you've ever seen. Either that or Endgame. Avengers Endgame. Ruben Garcia. I don't know much about the origins of Planned Parenthood. I've heard that Margaret Sanger was a horrible person, but I don't know. I was trying to refer to who's currently. Okay. Well, I think it's something to do with eugenics in the early days of Planned Parenthood,
Yeah.
according to Corbett and others. Frankie Cal. We don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. Letter to Dr. Clarence J. Gamble, December 10th, 1939, page 2, or part 2. Okay. That's a quote from Margaret Sanger. Yeah.
All right, well.
Hope they missed me. I'm not that old. Oh, am I? Time works different in Alaska, doesn't it?
You have now entered the Alaska zone.
Ruben says in charge of Planned Parenthood. Okay. Frosty Buckets. Yeah, I'm anti-war Canada on Twitter. Look at you, double personality. Speaking of Nicolas Cage, how about Face Off?
Never saw it.
Propaganda. Boys will stop smoking weed if you play the video.
I'm not gonna let you stop smoking weed.
Yeah, how dare we? We're not Reagan. We're not Crowder.
Fuck Reagan. Fuck Crowder too.
Propaganda. Come on, guys. You did this with the Yeltsin video. It worked that time. It's not working this time.
We promise.
Frankie Cal, I hit hard with proof.
Poe?
Was it snowing here? Sounds like snow.
She's bad and eighth. That's what happens when you fucking don't perform.
You have King Albert in the fucking 2-hole.
He's just inspiring David right now. It's Baby Albert. Baby Albert. In 2001. He didn't take the Iron Throne yet.
Still.
No, it's this. It's. Like, you always like that, man? He's like, yeah. How the fuck?
Frankie Cal. Frankie Cal, the most merciful thing that the large family does to one of its infant members is to kill it. Didn't people get up in arms about AOC saying something? I guess that they interpreted as that.
I think.
It's like, it's hurting the environment if you have more children.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You eugenicists. I have the video pulled up on my tablet. I will check it out. For all we know, it could be porn, and you're fucking with us. You get us kicked off.
Let's wrap it up.
Frosty says, I'll unsub and slander the channel if you don't play something. Propaganda, play some boy. You motherfucker.
I don't bend the knee to you.
I guess no one likes Game of Thrones.
Alright, well.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like Boss Road. Yeah. Yeah. Bang, bang, bang.
See? There's the video right there. We're just not playing it yet. Alright, guys, that is it from us. You guys already know the deal. Please subscribe if you like. Try not to unsub like some assholes might do. Comment. Always comment. Agree, disagree. Let it be known. Donate. Devon's Journey to Recovery. Link down there in the description box. GoFundMe account. Click that link. You can watch the video on your own, motherfuckers. Alright, guys. Have a good night. And always, always, always give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in, and then you wanna get out. When you get the money to buy yourself a car, so how will you wear your leisure? You zipper back and front on the fence together. Weekends in leather, flip to the right and slip back to the left.